Struggling in prayer because I'm meeting people who are really struggling and striving just to believe, just to hold on each and every day. So many challenges face them, day in and day out. All kinds of concerns cut across the board in their daily life. And I find them asking, seeking, knocking on heaven's door. This week, I received a call concerning the terminal diagnosis of a young mother. I think of the young man from Hoover, Zach Herrera, who died this past week from the brain aneurysm. I can't imagine, or can you imagine, the struggle of these families trying to trust in this God that we're told to believe in. Has to be tough. I think of mothers and fathers with empty cupboards looking into their children's eyes and say, we don't have anything. Fathers knocking on doors every day trying to find a job. Betrayals in marriage and in relationships. And that struggle to forgive. Can you imagine a parent being called to the hospital because their son or daughter is just overdosed? Or even worse, which is real, a child being called to the hospital because their parents have. Each of us has to deal with our own vulnerabilities and our own weaknesses. But there are so many, all of us, who struggle every day. For myself, there are times, hours, and days I ask God, just show me a way, or give me an answer. And then I think of Mother Teresa, who's going to be canonized, speaking of her own dark night of the soul, questioning her belief and her trust in God, and experiencing the absence of God in her life. Now, if that happens to her, what do we do? Do we have a God who really cares? So for me, I have to look at the person of Jesus. That's the way. In him I can see the character of God. As I open up those Gospels and read that, I can see the mind and the heart of God in the person of Jesus. And so what do I learn from him? I learn that God is in love with us. Yeah, every single one of us that walks this earth. And that God's last word, if we listen carefully to the first reading, the last word isn't condemnation, jealousy, destruction, and violence against us or anyone. But rather a God who understands our vulnerability, our weakness, our doubt. A God who forgives, accepts, loves unconditionally, is merciful, and a God who suffers with us. Suffers with us when answers don't seem to be there. In Jesus, I see, as Paul reminded us last week, the visible image of the invisible God. And so then I need to use my imagination, and I see a God, I see Jesus crying over the death of his friend Lazarus. And feeling that inside, that empathy. I see Jesus weeping over the city of Jerusalem. I can even imagine Jesus weeping over our world today. But it's a Jesus who reaches out with compassion and mercy to a sinner, and to a leper. So like you, I woke up this morning, and I came here today, trusting in God who really does care. And once again, just asking